Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is kind of a sad video today because I'm going to be talking about the last part of my trip. Unfortunately, everything has come to an end and I'm so sad. My last location was Rome. I only have half a day in Rome and then the next day I'd be flying home all on my own. So yeah, today's quite like a little sad video. I don't think it's going to be as long as the other ones where I was really hyped and excited and did loads of things. I don't know, I just had like a chilled vibe in Rome. First of all, from Switzerland, we had to stop in Milan, then catch another train straight to Rome. Yes, we get into Rome, and when we get out the station, the place is packed. Like the station is heaving full of people. When you step outside the station, we had a little bit of walk to a hotel. We wasn't staying in a hostel this time. This hotel was quite weird. The first floor was called one hotel, then the second floor was called another, and I think it went up about 4 or 5 floors. I'm not 100% sure because we waited for our CEO down on the ground floor. She went upstairs to go and obviously check us all in and find out what rooms we're in. And as she's upstairs, this Italian woman comes down holding this bit of paper, and she's just sort of like walking around our group, hasn't like spoken a word. And I was a bit like, okay, this woman, what's this woman doing? Why is she here? She just stands by this like entrance on the far side, and I'm standing there with my suitcase, and she goes, Aimie Fisher. And I'm like, okay, that's me. Yes. She's like, come with. Obviously in an Italian accent, but I don't want to be rude and try and mimic that. In two minds, I was like, I don't know this woman. My CEO's upstairs. Do I follow her? She's just said my name. Or do I stay with my group? So everyone sort of just went, oh, well, there you go. So I just took my suitcase and followed her. And I was like, why am I on my own? Where is this woman taking me? At the back of this corridor, there was another hotel on the ground floor. And I think it was called something like Hollywood or something like that. Probably not. And so I'm like wheeling my suitcase down this corridor, and she like gives me this key with a massive key ring on the end. But it was as big as my palm. I think it must have been brass with the number on it. It was so heavy, and it had this like big old like style Harry Potter key. She was like, yes, this good. So I was like, okay, thank you. So I opened the door while she's still there, and it's like one bed. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm on my own. I've got my own room. Even though I've just been sharing a room with five other girls, I just felt a bit odd. I was like, oh, where are my girls? I'm on my own. So I was immediately on my phone in the WhatsApp group. I was like, I'm on my own. I'm not going to lie. I quite like having my own room. I got changed into my jumpsuit that I bought from ASOS. That is in my What's to Pack video. Right here, if you want to go and watch that. I had my hair like in a tight ponytail, put some lippy on, and I was like, right, okay, yeah, I'm in Rome, it's my last night, I'm gonna like chill out, I'm gonna have a little bit of fun here. Half the other girls were up on like the 3rd or 4th floor, and we was literally all just split up. It's quite weird. And they weren't all sharing with each other either. It wasn't just like all 5 girls were upstairs and I was downstairs on my own. Like they had been split up, so there was either in pairs or threes, and it was just a bit of I don't know if it was a little bit of confusion, but I was a bit like, oh, I would have liked to have spent my last night with everyone, but oh well. So we all met down in the lobby, and then we went for our last orientational walk as a group. Very sad. We sort of went outside and we decided what we was going to do for the evening. We all wanted to like obviously have our last supper, a meal together. Then she took us to like this pillar, which again is another pillar taken from ancient Egypt, and behind it was this church which had a bit of history behind it, but I can't remember what the history was. If I can remember the place, I'm going to put a link in the description if you're interested in any history or anything like that in Rome. From there we wanted to go and see, well, I know 100% I definitely wanted to go and see the Colosseum, like 100%. I was in Rome, I'm not going to miss that. So we walk into like towards the Colosseum, and there's this like beautiful, the most Instagrammic, is that a word? Scenery. Like there was these beautiful steps like going up underneath this arch, and it had all like this lovely green ivory like down the side. I have a video of this, just to like put that image into your head of how like stunning this little scene was. It was beautiful. So we walked up these steps down another like road, and all the roads are like big cobbles. And then voila, we are at the Colosseum. The Colosseum. It was stunning. It was absolutely beautiful. The main very interesting fact that our CEO told us was that it was the Romans, and obviously they wanted building materials for their houses. So with the Colosseum, you can see it's like nicely taken apart. If that makes sense? Like it's like nicely taken down. So they obviously started at the top, took the bricks one by one and built their houses with them, so that's why it's half destroyed, which is actually quite interesting. She said in some of the buildings like surrounding Rome, you can actually see like the big blocks that like stand out in some buildings. Some of them now have obviously been concreted over throughout the years. So yeah, there's just a little interesting fact which I didn't know. Took some selfies with the Colosseum and took it all in. A little bit of a bum here, a little bit of disappointment. When you're around big tourist attractions like that, you're gonna encounter people that try to make a living trying to sell you like selfie sticks or souvenirs that get in the way and harass you a little bit. We did encounter some of them. I had like my camera and my mini tripod and I had my phone, and obviously I'm trying to take pictures of the Colosseum like everyone else is, and they just come up to you from nowhere and they're like, selfie stick, selfie stick. Oh, no thank you. Of course, just be polite and they will go away. And then we encountered a man come up to us that didn't look the part, if that makes sense. He came up to us and was like, oh hi, would you like a tour of the Colosseum? And I just felt like, right, hold on a minute, this is a scam, don't trust this man. And we was all literally, oh no thank you, just trying to like be polite and sorry, no, go away. Our CEO like kind of had to say like, sorry, no, bye. We didn't know if it was a scam before, but I've heard stories from other people that they done tours with like randomers that came up to you. So I'm not sure if they try and sell you like overpriced tickets, or then you give them the money and then they just disappear and they don't give you the tours. I've heard loads of different stories. But the actual tour for inside the Colosseum isn't actually that much. If you just want to queue up and go inside, I think it was about €12, so it wasn't that much. But I wouldn't go with them. They probably, yeah, they're earning a bit of money for themselves. Go with them if you want, but I personally wouldn't. From the Colosseum, well, basically we was heading towards the Trevi Fountain, and the further away from the Colosseum you got, there was like tons and tons of construction going on. It was everywhere, and all these like musicians, and all of these musicians, I can't say it. And all of these musicians came out, and it was beautiful. Like they had these massive like bass guitars, little banjos, some people were singing. There was even one man like proper beatboxing, like he was going for it, and he was actually really good. When we get to the Trevi Fountain, this place was packed, and I was really shocked because when you see the pictures all over Instagram of the Trevi Fountain, it just looks like you or the person in the picture with the Trevi Fountain. They don't look like there's many other people there. When you get there, you can't get to the fountain unless you physically push your way through. We didn't have very long at the Trevi Fountain, but as soon as we walked to it, I noticed on the left side that there was an ice cream parlour. So I was literally like, Trevi Fountain, ice cream. I'm not going to lie, my jumpsuit was a wee bit tight. Trying to get up and down the steps to try and just see the Trevi Fountain for myself, I thought I was going to rip my play suit and have a very disastrous situation. I ended up, getting down there, throwing a coin in. But as soon as I threw my coin in, I was like, ice cream, let's go. So I went in there and I had a big cone. I wasn't going for no little pathetic little cone. Oh, it was some big cone, and I had 2 scoops, and these scoops just weren't like scoops. This was like a full on, no, shoving it in me cone. I think I can't remember if one was mango or lemon, I can't remember. I definitely had coconut. Oh, it was so nice. It is to die for. You will never taste it at home, or especially in the UK. We don't get none of that. So from the ice cream, we went back to our hotel, freshened up, and met back into the lobby, and we was all preparing to go for our last supper together, our last meal. I'm going to put the restaurant name here. The restaurant was very, very nice. Now, my favourite food is Italian. I absolutely love pasta. Anything Italian food, I will 100% eat. Whatever it's got in it, I will eat it. I just love Italian food. But of course, I was looking on the menu and I was looking for a bolognese. But in Italy, they don't do bologneses. It was actually something that the UK made up. So I went for my second favourite, which is the carbonara. I was thinking that Italy was going to be really expensive, but I don't think it was that bad. When my carbonara came out, like, I got a plateful, and I didn't just get like a plateful, it was like a mountain on top of the plate. I got quite a bit, and it was only €7, and I don't think that's quite bad. It was really nice atmosphere. It was definitely like a local traditional restaurant, and I love that. Some peeps down the other end of the table had quite a bit of wine, shall I say, and I think we was all just a bit merry and a bit sad that our group was going to be separating the next day. So our tour guide, our CEO, sent us to this bar. Okay, this bar, when I got in, oh my god, I don't think I've told anyone this is really embarrassing. Becky would definitely remember this. I was standing in the queue, or we was like trying to get through to the entrance of this bar, and in the UK, like, whenever you turn up to like a bar or a club, like, you have to show ID, like, regardless. Well, where I do anyway. Everyone's like walking towards the door, and I'm like in my bag trying to find like my passport, like my ID, because I knew we was going to be going out for a drink later. And I don't look my age, do I? I look like about 12. I'm getting my passport out, and there's like bouncer at the door, and I was like, oh, here you are, this is my ID. And he takes it out of my hand, he looks at it, looks at me, and my CEO takes it from his hand. She goes, no, come in. He stamps my hand, and I was like, oh, okay. And how embarrassing. Like, I'm definitely of age to drink, check me out. Oh, that's just embarrassing. So we get in the bar, and yes, it's packed, it's so busy. There's food on the table, there's this nice sign as soon as you walk in. The bar is packed, and there's live music going on. I haven't got a clue what this live music is all about, because it's all in Italian. I think the one song I got was Happy Birthday. They were singing Happy Birthday to someone in the crowd, and I could just make it out by the theme tune in the background. I don't know if I enjoyed it or not. So we sort of just socialised a bit, and then my CEO comes up to us. She taps me on the shoulder like, 20 minutes, we're downstairs, we're going partying. And I was like, okay, yeah. There's these steps leading down, like behind the live music, and we go down, and it's like a cave under here, and it's raving. This place weren't big, but it was packed. As soon as you got in the crowd, you were sweating. That's how packed this place was. Everyone was squashed into one room, and if you want to get past, you literally have to push your way through to get anywhere. And I'm not gonna lie, I had that much of a good time that time just ran away. And by the time I sort of said, right, I really want to go home now, I'm a bit tired, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. A couple of us started to walk back. I was a bit delirious at this point. I was tired, I was happy, but I was sad. I had all the emotions. We get back to our hotel, I say goodnight to everyone, because everyone, like, we're all separated. Some people were on the 4th floor, I was on the ground floor. I was in a completely different hotel by the sounds of things. I went to plug my iPhone plug into my adapter to then plug into the wall. My iPhone plug would not go into my adapter, for the love of God. So I text like the girls in the WhatsApp group, and I was like, is anyone awake? Like, I'm having trouble. Like, I'm not going to be able to charge my phone. Does anyone have another adapter or a plug that I can borrow? And Becky responded to me, and she was like, yeah, I'll bring one down, we can try it. Bearing in mind, it's about 2:30 in the morning, so I'm a bit like, oh, people are in bed. I open my door, I lock it back up again, and I'm walking down this creepy ass corridor. There's no one at reception. They're obviously gone home or gone to bed, or they're fallen. I open the door, and Becky's like running across like the courtyard with a plug. So I try it with her, and I'm like, yes, thank you. Oh my God, it fits. I was like, give it to you straight back in the morning. They're like, give her a hug. And I'm like half in and half out. So the door's like behind me. So I didn't really want to open it, then have to like close it again. So I sort of just stood there trying this plug. And this Italian man pops up out of nowhere behind the reception behind me, and he goes, shut the bloody door. And I can't do I cannot do an Italian accent, but he's like, shut the door. So I'm like, all right, okay, said goodbye, shut the door. I weren't even there like longer than, I'd say, like 30 seconds, trying to plug, said goodbye, said thank you, and would have closed the door. But he was like, shut the door. And I literally had to turn around, like, all right, shut the door. Becky's like halfway across the corridor now, and I'm still staring at him like, oh. And I walked back down the corridor towards my room, and I heard the most Italian thing. He turns around, obviously quite annoyed that I've opened his door, sorry. He turns around and he tuts, and he goes, Mamma mia! Oh, it was so funny. Like, I burst out laughing, I couldn't hold it in, that was so funny. It was just like the most ironic Italian thing that could have happened to me throughout the whole time I was in Rome. It was so funny. He was like, "Mamma mia!" So angry. It was so funny. I was shattered. I probably didn't get to bed until gone 3 a.m. and then my alarm clock goes up to get up for 7 to pack my final bits and get up for breakfast. And I pack all my bits and I drop my key off at reception. I'm like, "Okay, where's breakfast?" And he goes, "Oh, the 4th floor." The stairs went like around the lift, like up in a square. And I was really curious. I was like, "Okay, this lift doesn't look very safe." Okay, you could see it just looked like a big cage basically. And I was like, "No, okay, I'm going to carry my suitcase up." It's like a little tea room. It was really nice. And she goes, "Coffee?" "Oh, yes, please." And I sit nearest the window. And there's like all this nice little breakfast bits, and there's this nice little like toasty oven or whatever it was, and what looked like a pan chocolate. I can't remember what they're called, but it was like a croissant with chocolate in it, and it was all melted and running down the sides. And I thought, "Oh, do you know what? I really fancy a bit of that." And when I sat down, the lady came over with my coffee. By then, people were like emerging from my group and coming to sit down and like grabbing their breakfast, bitten into this like chocolate pan chocolate or whatever it is. Oh my goodness, not only was it covered and in like melted like Nutella, inside it was all doughy, like freshly baked with like more chocolate in it. Oh my god, it was so nice. I could have eaten about 4 or 5 of them. I didn't want to be rude, there's only about 4 or 5 in the bloody things. And then from there, I think we all just waited for everyone to get up. I knew I had to leave and catch my train about 10-11. So I wasn't in a rush, but I was constantly like clock watching, and everyone's like emerging. And then once everyone's like sat down, hadn't like eaten something, our CEO comes out and she's like, "Oh, it's our last morning together." Gave her a big hug and I was like, "I'm gonna miss you." And I was on the verge of tears, but I held myself together. Gave everyone a big hug because I just enjoyed my experience so much. I will 110% be going on another trip all on my own and meeting all new people again. 2 of the girls come down to the train station with me. I think they were staying in Rome for that day. Helped me get my ticket and then basically plonked me on the train and said goodbye. The train literally went straight to the airport, so I had no worries there. And I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed my time with G Adventures. Absolutely loved it. So yeah, it's not very long, this video, but I didn't really want to make it because it's the end of my trip, but I wanted to share my memories. I'm a little bit emotional. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed all of my little videos that I've made about my adventures. So yes, please like and subscribe down below, and I shall see you next time. Bye!